You're standing in the baking aisle, a familiar crossroads for any home cook or coffee lover. On one side you have pure, crystalline white sugar. On the other, soft, clumpy brown sugar, with its rustic packaging and promises of a more natural sweetness. It feels like a healthier choice, doesn't it? That warm, amber color seems wholesome, less processed. But is it? Is brown sugar genuinely better for you, or are we all just falling for one of the most successful marketing tricks in the grocery store? This isn't just about your morning coffee or a batch of cookies. It's about understanding what we're really putting into our bodies every single day, especially as we become more aware of the health implications tied to our sugar intake. So let's settle the debate once and for all. Welcome to Consumer's Choice Top 5. In this in-depth investigation, we're going beyond the surface to bring you the top 5 essential truths you need to know in the Great Sugar Showdown. We'll start with nutrition. We're not just talking about a label, we're digging into the science. Does the molasses that gives brown sugar its color actually add any significant vitamins or minerals? We'll consult with a registered dietitian and show you the hard data. Next, we'll explore taste and texture. How do their unique properties fundamentally change your baking? We'll hear from a professional pastry chef on why you should choose one over the other for the perfect cookie or cake. Then, we'll have a head-to-head on calories. We'll break down the numbers gram for gram to see if there's any real difference for your waistline. We'll also investigate the cost. Why is brown sugar often more expensive? We'll trace the journey from the sugarcane field to the factory to your shelf to uncover the manufacturing secrets that impact the price. And finally, the most crucial piece of the puzzle: marketing. We will expose the clever language, color psychology, and packaging designs used to create a health halo around brown sugar, influencing your decisions without you even realizing it. And that's not all. After we've uncovered these 5 truths, stick around for our bonus segment. We're not just giving you a single tip. We're providing a comprehensive guide with practical, easy-to-implement strategies for reducing your overall sugar consumption without sacrificing the flavors you love. We'll answer your most frequently asked questions, like whether raw sugar or coconut sugar are better alternatives and how to spot hidden sugars in everyday foods. This is the ultimate guide to making smarter, healthier, and more cost-effective choices. This is the kind of deep-dive, evidence-based content we are passionate about creating for you every week here at Consumer's Choice Top 5. If you believe in making informed decisions, cutting through the marketing hype, and getting the most value for both your health and your wallet, then you have found the right channel. We do the research so you don't have to. To support our mission and join our community of savvy consumers, please take a moment to hit that like button below. It truly helps our channel reach and empower more people. Then, be sure to click subscribe and, most importantly, ring that notification bell. By doing so, you'll be the first to know when we release our next investigation. You won't want to miss what we have in store. We're kicking things off with myth number 5, the price. Walk down any baking aisle and you'll see it. The bags of rich brown sugar sitting right next to the standard white sugar, often with a noticeably higher price tag. Our brains are wired to think more expensive equals better. And marketing leans into this, plastering words like natural or golden on the packaging. But is that higher price really buying you a healthier product? Let's get to the truth. To understand the price, we first need to understand the product. Both white and brown sugar typically start their life as sugarcane or sugar beets. The juice from these plants is processed to extract sugar crystals. To get pure white sugar, all of the naturally occurring sticky brown syrup, known as molasses, is stripped away through a refining process. What you're left with is pure sucrose. So where does brown sugar come from? You might think it's a less refined version, but in most commercial cases, that's not true. Brown sugar is simply refined white sugar that has had a specific amount of that molasses added into it. Light brown sugar has a smaller amount of molasses, while dark brown sugar has more. This readdition is a small extra step in manufacturing, which accounts for a tiny fraction of the cost difference. The real driver behind that higher price tag is marketing and consumer perception. The food industry knows that consumers associate the color brown with healthier choices. Think whole wheat bread versus white bread, or brown rice versus white rice. They leverage this health halo to position brown sugar as a more premium, natural alternative, justifying the higher cost. The packaging is often designed to look more rustic, further convincing us that we're paying for superior quality. But let's talk about that supposed nutritional value. It's true that molasses contains trace amounts of minerals like calcium, potassium, and iron. However, the quantity added back into brown sugar is so minuscule that its impact on your health is statistically zero. To put it in perspective, you would need to consume over 2 cups of packed brown sugar to get the same amount of potassium as a single medium-sized banana. The caloric content is also nearly identical. A teaspoon of white sugar contains about 16 calories, while a teaspoon of brown sugar has about 17, a negligible difference. So if it's not about health, what is the real difference? It all comes down to chemistry in the kitchen. The molasses in brown sugar makes it moist and slightly acidic. This moisture leads to softer, chewier baked goods like the perfect soft batch chocolate chip cookie. The acidity can also react with baking soda, providing extra lift. White sugar, on the other hand, provides pure sweetness and helps create a crisp, delicate texture, ideal for shortbread or a light, airy angel food cake. The choice isn't about health, it's about the desired taste and texture. So here's the ultimate smart shopper tip. Stop paying a premium for flavor and marketing disguised as health benefits. In fact, you can save even more money by making your own. Simply mix 1 cup of white sugar with 1 tablespoon of molasses for light brown sugar. It's that easy. The bottom line? Choose the sugar that fits your recipe and your budget, not the one with the fanciest label. Now you're equipped to navigate the sugar aisle like a pro. Let's tackle the big question at the heart of this debate: nutrition. Many of us reach for brown sugar assuming it's the healthier, more virtuous choice. It feels more natural, less processed, and that brown color must mean it's packed with wholesome goodness, right? Well, the reality is far less exciting and much more straightforward. When we strip away the marketing and the health halo effect, the nutritional profiles of brown and white sugar are nearly identical. We're talking about a microscopic difference that has virtually no impact on your overall health. Both are, at their core, simple carbohydrates that your body processes in the exact same way. The key difference, as we've learned, is molasses. Brown sugar is essentially white sugar that has had some of that molasses added back in. This molasses does contain trace amounts of minerals, including calcium, potassium, iron, and magnesium, and this is where the health claims originate. However, the term trace amounts is critical here. The quantities are so infinitesimally small that they are considered nutritionally insignificant. For instance, a teaspoon of brown sugar has slightly fewer calories by weight than white sugar because the molasses adds water content. But because it's also denser, a teaspoon of packed brown sugar can end up containing more calories than a level teaspoon of white sugar. It's a confusing and ultimately meaningless distinction. To put it into perspective, let's look at the numbers. To get a meaningful amount of, say, iron from brown sugar, you would need to consume an absolutely staggering quantity. We're talking about cups upon cups of it per day. To meet your daily iron needs, you'd have to eat over 25 cups of brown sugar, which would clock in at over 19,000 calories. To get your daily potassium, you'd need to shovel down over 10 cups. The health consequences of consuming that much sugar would catastrophically outweigh any minuscule mineral benefits you might receive. You would be defeating the entire purpose of healthy eating by chasing phantom nutrients in a product that is, for all intents and purposes, pure sugar. We consulted with a registered dietitian who specializes in metabolic health. She puts it bluntly: the choice between brown and white sugar should be a culinary one, not a nutritional one. Pick the one that gives you the flavor and texture you want for your recipe. From a health standpoint, your body doesn't differentiate. Both are processed as sucrose, causing a similar spike in blood sugar and insulin. The real health conversation isn't about the color of your sugar. It's about the quantity you consume. Doctor brings up an excellent point: the glycemic index, or GI. This scale measures how quickly a food raises your blood sugar levels. Foods high on the GI scale are rapidly digested and cause a sharp spike in blood glucose. Unsurprisingly, both white and brown sugar sit high on this index with nearly identical scores. This means that whether you stir brown or white sugar into your coffee, the impact on your blood sugar is the same. For individuals managing diabetes or simply trying to maintain stable energy levels, this is a crucial piece of information. Neither option offers an advantage. So if you're choosing brown sugar because you believe it's a health food, it's time to reconsider. This is a classic example of the health halo effect, where clever marketing and visual cues lead us to believe a product is better for us than it actually is. The most significant health decision you can make regarding sugar has nothing to do with its color. It's about moderation. The overarching dietary guidelines from health organizations worldwide recommend limiting your intake of all added sugars. Therefore, the healthiest choice is always to use less sugar overall, regardless of whether it's brown, white, raw, or any other variety. Focus on reducing quantity, not swapping colors. Number 3. Taste. Brown sugar gives a caramel, moist chew, perfect for cookies and rich baked goods. White sugar gives a clean, crisp sweetness, ideal where you want no extra flavor like meringues or lemonade. Kitchen hack. Mix both for balance. Brown for depth, white for clarity. Choose by recipe and taste, not health claims. Number 2. Health. Brown sugar is not healthier. Both spike blood sugar similarly and contribute to cavities. The only healthier move is less sugar overall, not swapping colors. Myth busted. Brown sugar health claims are marketing. Check nutrition and control portions. Focus on total sugar intake and whole food swaps when possible. Number 1. Marketing tricks. Brown sugar often uses earthy, wholesome packaging to imply natural benefits. That subtle psychology makes shoppers pick brown thinking it's healthier, when it isn't. Consumer hack. Ignore packaging hype. Pick for flavor, price, or recipe needs. Always read the ingredients. Molasses =, brown sugar, not a health upgrade. Bonus tip. Consider alternatives. Honey, maple syrup, stevia, or fruit-based sweeteners add flavor and sometimes micronutrients or fiber. But remember, even alternatives can add calories. Moderation still wins. So, brown or white? Choose by taste and recipe, not health. Moderation beats color every time. Which do you use, brown or white? Comment below like if this helped, and subscribe to Consumer's Choice Top 5 for weekly money saving and food smart tips. Share this to bust the sugar myth.